We are doing a review on the Master Save Space Lock, the Bluetooth model. We previously purchased one about a month ago. We use them for our AirBnB properties as well as Turo car rentals. And we put them in the keys in here and hand out the code via email, and they easily access them. So this is the first one. We've installed it here. It's been pretty secure, and they look solid. We had no complaints. So we purchased a second one. This one we're going to install probably right above it. And I just wanted to give you guys a quick review. The default code on these is the 00000. Opens up, and what we do is, for instance, here's one of the keys for the cars. Drop it in here, close it up, and locked. It's pretty secure. So we're going to install this one right up here, and that way we have all the cars covered. And they're really easy to install. When you first get them, you'll see inside there's some screw holes right here. Screws. Let me pull those out real quick. And now that exposes the holes inside. So we're going to attach that right up here. And let's see, I'll probably, because I see there's a seam right here, so I don't want to get in on that. Probably have it moved over a little bit, installed like that. And let me get started on that real quick. Inside the box right here, you'll see the little compartment in here. You can cut that. There's some extra screws in there. These should be sufficient. Since it should be pretty weather resistant, you don't need any type of galvanized screws or anything like that, or outdoor screws. We usually use decking screws. Let me see what we have in here right now. Yeah, I think we're using the standard screws that came with it. Really secure. I like it a lot. Inside, it does have, I believe it's a CR123A battery inside. I don't know if you can see that. And they haven't had any problems with it. We pull it up on our phone via Bluetooth and set up the codes. There's several ways to give out codes or set up codes. You can invite someone to download the app on the phone from Android as well as iOS, and then they can be invited to set up a temporary code. A lot of times we don't do that with our guests because we don't want them to go through the hassle of downloading, so we end up just setting up temporary or default codes. I think you can set up 5 default codes. The problem with that, to change those, you have to be within Bluetooth distance to this and use your app to change the codes out. It would be great if this would connect to our Wi-Fi and allow us to change out those codes. But it does not. I'm sure in a future release they probably will allow that. So let me mark this real quick. Set one up. Let me get a level real fast so we can level this out. Okay, so let me get this leveled out. We'll secure it. There you go, secured. I should have probably balanced it out a little bit more here. All right, there you have it. had it secured. Sorry, the previous video was a little bit pointing down, showing you this one. But we have this one secured with the 4 screws inside, and have it leveled. It's just right. And sticking a key in there, close, walk away. Next thing to do, we'll set up the new box. We'll use the iOS device, the app that comes with this, that's free. Connect to this device and change out the code. We'll get rid of the test code and set up our code, and we'll probably set up 5 codes so that way we can hand out randomly to different people, and that should do it. We'll probably also put a label on them so that we can identify which box is which, and that should help our guest have a better idea of how it works. But these things have been pretty secure. I feel like if you ever pull these off, you would have to pull off this whole post, which I hope never happens. So yeah, the only thing I would recommend is that these things were Wi-Fi based to connect remotely if you needed to, so you don't have to be right next to it. These are a great solution if you're doing Turo, AirBnB, or any other type of rentals. The only other thing I would actually say is this is too small in here. So a lot of these key fobs that you see laying around, I mean that you guys use on your cars, and yeah, on a lot of cars, they just do not fit completely in here. We have another car that's an Audi, and it doesn't fit completely in here, so we can't use that on this. Luckily, this one barely fits, so we can't even put a keychain on these. And let's see, what else would I recommend? Just the Wi-Fi and just a larger fit. But we've tried out or looked into multiple things on the market on Amazon, and there's nothing else that works as good as these, or at least that we found had the best features at the price. I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can purchase these. We prefer to Amazon, quick, easy, and I guess that's most I could tell you about the Master Lock Bluetooth devices. Well, also we got the wall-mounted one. There's another one where it's like I guess a hinge bolt on the top that you could put on a fence post or something like that. Obviously it's probably the same thing, except there's just a different type of mechanism on the top. But these work for us.